Hey everybody, it's Harrison with Maine Connects, your source for all things small business and real estate in Maine. I wanted to talk a little bit about the state of the market right now. I'm getting a lot of questions from people about, is there going to be a crash? When is this crash going to happen? When will we see prices come down? And I think everybody feels like we're in some sort of a bubble. When you think back to 2007 to 2008, we had prices that were very overinflated. A lot of that was because we had loans that were very easy to get. We had borrowers getting loans with little to no documents required, little to no underwriting, and honestly, in most cases, would not have qualified for a loan if not for the loosened standards. What we have right now is we have a true market problem. We just don't have enough supply. We don't have enough homes for everybody that wants a home. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But when you start at the very beginning, there was a report published back in 2016, I believe, 2015, 2016, showing that Maine was about 6,000 housing units short. So a lot of development began. A lot of apartments came on the market. A lot of housing developments went up, and we saw inventory come on the market, which was great. Maine traditionally has not had massive population growth, so as long as we were building and adding, we were okay. What we just saw is a report came out just a month or two ago that was provided by NBT Bank in conjunction with some other banks that showed that Maine could be up to 15,000 housing units short. So 6,000 to 15,000 housing units short in a span of just 6 or 7 years, that's a dramatic change. So a lot of people in the community are questioning, well, how'd that happen? So what we've seen is a lot of people begin to move to Maine. Great. Great place to live, great quality of life. And that secret is out. We've gotten a lot of national publicity for how great it is to live here, how great our food scene is, how great the quality of life is. So we're seeing people naturally come here. But we also saw during COVID, a lot of people came here to get out of the big cities. They didn't want to live in a high-rise condo building with a shared HVAC system when there's a pandemic. They wanted to come here where they could have a single-family home with some land and some space and have that quiet, private, safe surrounding. So what we've seen the number of people moving to Maine dramatically increase. In addition to that, we also saw a lot of people the last few years buy homes, and they bought homes at very, very low interest rates. 2.875, 3%, 3.25%. I've seen all kinds of rates like that with people I've been talking to lately. And when rates went up to 6.5% or 7%, it makes it hard to justify moving when you're going to pay potentially the same price for a similar house. However, you're going to pay a higher interest rate, so your monthly cost is higher. So the math on that for most people doesn't work. So that's causing people to hold back. They don't want to sell. In some cases, they're keeping a home they're moving out of and becoming what we call an accidental landlord, which is they're keeping a home to rent they normally wouldn't, but they feel obligated to because they've got such a good deal on it. So when we don't bring inventory to the market, either from new inventory or inventory to be sold, we see inventory at a very depleted state. So we have very little inventory to sell. So the graph that I'm showing you right here is showing the fact that when you look pre-COVID at the number of listings available across the country, we were at almost twice what we're at currently. And Maine is following a very similar trend. Maine is continuing to see the same trend where our inventory is down at least 50% from where it used to be. So we're in a very, very strong seller's market. So a lot of people are saying, well, house sales are down. There's not as many houses selling. There isn't. That's because there's not that many houses available for sale. So that the fact that we're seeing less home sales is not the sign of a crash. It's a sign of a very, very competitive market where we just don't have enough to sell. So we are still seeing, even with higher interest rates, we're still seeing multiple offers over asking price, very aggressive terms, rent backs. If you have thought of selling, now is a great time to sell because buyers are very aggressive in the marketplace. They want a home, they need a home, and they're willing to give you the terms and they're willing to write a strong offer that's going to make you want to sell and give you the flexibility to take care of your own situation. So there is no market crash likely. There is no forecast for that. We have a really, really large supply issue. And the only way we fix that is by continuing to build more inventory and finding ways to get current property owners to think about selling and moving somewhere else to free that inventory up for the people that are looking in that area. Because we are seeing when houses come on the market, they are gone very quickly. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can comment, you can send me a message, or you can find me on mainconnects.com. Hope to see you soon.